Hi everyone, Sean Kennedy here from Java SE Certification YouTube channel. So this is the first question from the Oracle Press CD that comes with the OCA Java SE8 Programmer 1 exam guide. And the topic here is Java Basics. So we're given this piece of code, the class Scoop, and we've got a static method here called throw that returns an int and it throws exception. And it's just returning 42, which is an int. Note that we're not throwing any exception. Here's your main method. And in main, we've got a try, catch, finally block. In the try block, we're declaring an int x and it's assigned the return of that method thrower. We catch the exception and then we increment x, and then in finally we output what is the pre-incremented value of x in a system.out.println. So we have to check our options first of all to see what are the possible options. When you see compilation fails, you've got to start checking the syntax of your code. Is there an even number of left curly brackets and right curly brackets? Are they matched up? Are they nested properly? As you can see, they're not indented very nicely, and there's an example. And that's the way it'll be in the Oracle certification exam. So you have to get very familiar with matching up your curly braces. Now the curly braces do match up. There's a curly brace, there's another one. This one is matching up with, well, let's match this one with that one. There's the catch, opening, closing. There's the opening for the finally. There's the closing for the finally. That then matches with main up there, and that then matches with the class. So that's one aspect of compilation. Another aspect is that are the variables in scope. So here I'm referring to a variable x. Where is x declared? Is it within the block? And it's not. That x there is declared in the try block. So that x is only available within that block code or any sub-blocks within that. It is inaccessible there and it's inaccessible there. So that's fairly straightforward then, in that that's a compilation error. And let's see if we're correct. D is correct. The variable x is only in scope within the try block, not in the catch or the finally blocks. So what I want to do now is look at a code example to try a few different variations on this to bring in other aspects that you would need to be aware of. So here is the class Scoop. Now, as it was declared, it was like this. Okay, and now you can see the errors. Cannot find the symbol variable x and cannot find the symbol variable x. So what I'll do is first of all, I'll take x out of there and I'll declare it there. Okay, so now this x variable here has the scope of the enclosing block. So you can see the curly brackets are highlighted in yellow. So that's the scope of x. So there's no problem with scope as regard the x there and there. But I'm still getting errors. And that's because when you declare a local variable, you have to make sure it's initialized before you use it. Okay, now here it didn't give me an error because that method was going to initialize it. But here we're relying on x being initialized before we use it, and the same down here. And we've declared an int x and there's no value in it. So we need to go along and initialize it. And now the compiler errors go away. And if I was to run it now, well, x is set to 0. X is assigned the result of the method thrower, which is going to be 42. 42 goes in here. We have no exception been generated, so the catch for that will not be executed. So it'll still be 42 when you go in here. Finally is always executed, whether or not you've got an exception. So what are we doing here? We're pre-incrementing the value of x and then we're appending that value onto the system.out.println string. So this will come up with 43. It adds 1 onto x first of all, appends 43 onto the string x equals, and outputs x equals 43. So let's run that, and there it is. X is equal to 43. If you like the video, please click on like. If you wish to get further content, please subscribe. And any comments, please leave them below. Thanks very much.